How much contact do we have with reality? It's a really deep and interesting question that I've been exploring some different perspectives on the channel recently, and this is just another video in that series. So we're going to think about it from the perspective of René Descartes. So for Descartes, your contact with reality is indirect at best, and he had this idea that he calls the inner bubble model. Sometimes it's called the representationalist model of the mind. And in that idea is the idea that mind is a theatre for ideas. So according to Descartes, the mind is essentially a private chamber where we encounter ideas, so representations, ideas and thoughts and so on. And with that comes it comes essentially indirect perception. So when you look at a building or a chair or whatever, you don't actually experience the object itself. What you instead experience is an idea of that object in your mind. So if all you ever encounter is your own ideas, how do you know that they correspond to things outside your mind? Because maybe they do, in which case reality exists and is more or less reflected in ideas, and maybe they don't, in which case you could be dreaming, hallucinating, or as Descartes famously proposed, being deceived by an evil demon. So when we think about Descartes' idea, how much contact do we have with reality? When we think about it from the perspective of direct contact, the answer to that, of course, is none at all. We don't experience reality directly, only those mental representations. So what about indirect contact? Well, there may be some, but it's uncertain. Reality may feed your ideas through God or nature or whatever, but you can't be 100% sure how faithfully your ideas represent reality. And there's an epistemic issue in all of this as well. The only thing you can really know for sure is, as Descartes said, cogito ergo sum, I think therefore I am. I think I exist. And everything else, the external world, other minds, even your own body, remains open to doubt. So in Descartes' framework, the answer to how much of reality do we have contact with would be something like, we don't know, perhaps none, or perhaps only as much as God or reason or whatever allows our ideas to mirror the world, but we can never be sure how much we truly grasp.